What's up, y'all? And welcome back to Dad Needs to Talk. I'm your host, Robert, and today we're going to be doing some catching up because it is crazy to think that this is the freaking end of January of 2025. So we got a lot to catch up on, but primarily catching up on a lot of recent gaming news and discussions, as well as some of my thoughts on some of the winter anime for this first season of the year. But before I get into all that, as always, if this is your first time here, then welcome. But if you're a returning listener and or watcher, then welcome back. Y'all know here at Dance to Talk, it's all about fatherhood and family, manga, anime, TV shows, movies, and of course, some video games. So, man, it is literally the last day of January. Uh, Feels like I was just sitting down to record the other day my most anticipated stuff for the year as far as going through shows, games, etc., whatever. And we are already at the end of the month, and it has been a roller coaster in many ways, positive and negatively, and mentally and emotionally. It has been an insane month, but I hope that today we can have some fun, kind of take our mind off of some of the craziness happening around us, and like I said, kind of just talk about some of this huge amount of gaming stuff I want to catch up on, as well as, like I said, touch on lightly some of the anime from the winter season. So as always, you can find me, follow me everywhere on all platforms at Daddy to Talk. So um, I'm trying to get things lined up because I hope that in the coming months I can start back having guests on and maybe even being a guest myself. But I got some life things I still need to kind of get sorted and in order. But like I said, man, it has been very busy times around here. Like some very stressful stuff is happening at work that I won't really get into too much, but it's kind of got me feeling some unease with certain things. But on a positive note, my niece, or one of my nieces, my sister's oldest daughter, had her baby a couple of weeks ago. So now, not only for my oldest niece, last year I had my first great nephew. Now I have my beautiful great niece is here, and so hopefully I get to go and pay them a visit very soon. Unfortunately, I couldn't go the weekend she was born because everybody in my household was sick, and even myself, I was fighting off sickness and stuff. But like y'all, like it has been insane battling with sickness and stuff. Like at these schools, like my wife got taken out of commission. Like literally, the other day when I left the house, I think Wednesday, only one of my kids left the house, and that was my middle son. Like literally, my wife and everybody else, the four other kids were all at home in various states of sickness and stuff, whatever. So it was crazy. And even like the day before, when my wife went to work, because my wife works at the school, one of her classes she was subbing in, they had 9 kids out. And then like Tuesday at the basketball game, my daughter's freshman team game, like two of their posts were out of commission and stuff. On the varsity game, the varsity boys game, we were playing a game or we were watching the game, and I'm like, where's the main point guard? Like, oh, he's out with the flu. Like it has been insane. So I hope everybody out there is doing as well as you can, because yeah, it is crazy out there, and stuff. So, but moving on from that, before I get into all of the gaming stuff, I want to share something very personal and special with me. And sorry, audio only listeners, but you won't be able to see this, but I'll do my best to describe it. So, I haven't really spoken too much about my father, my dad, and my relationship with him and stuff, whatever. It's something that I've still been trying to build up and cultivate over these last couple of years and stuff, whatever. But that is a deeper conversation I will have another day and time. But uh, to my knowledge, especially in the last 25 years or whatever, however long in my memory, this is the first gift I have gotten from my father. And so I was speaking to him on the phone a couple weekends ago, or whatever, and he was like, "Hey, I'm gonna send you your birthday gift. I know it's late, but I got something coming for you." And like y'all, like the feelings and emotions I felt when I got the mail, and it was a long envelope, and I opened it up, and this means so much in so many ways. But he sent me this awesome drawing of Vash the Stampede for my birthday. And this is just so freaking cool, man. Like, real talk. Like, I gotta find a way to get a good frame of it and stuff. And hopefully, someday when I get in a better recording space, I can have it properly displayed behind me or something, or up on the wall next to this other amazing uh, Trigon artwork I have up there, and all my you know, uh, my Vash pop figure, and obviously my son is named Vash after this character. Um, but yeah, this was just like super dope and cool to get this in the mail. So shout out to my dad. Um, this was very very special, very very thoughtful on multiple levels and stuff. So, but yeah, so I wanted to share that with y'all. I would definitely try to put that in the on my thumbnail for the YouTube video and stuff, whatever. So, but yeah. So let's dive into just kind of just jump right into it. Cause like I said, I want to try to have some fun today. Though I might have to take a break in a minute because my wife and kids are coming back very late from one of their cousins' basketball games that they went to go see. So yeah. So man, this month media wise has been pretty solid. I'm not going to talk about them today, but it's like I've watched the Silo season finale. I've been watching the first few episodes of Severance season 2. Both of those are good. I've watched majority of Night Agent season 2. Also very good but stressful. Um, I started watching Yellow Jackets a few weeks ago, but that show is too stressful for me right now. So I will save that for another day in time. And then freaking what's it called? Paradise on Hulu that finally came out. There's already 3 episodes, so I'm already behind, but I'm excited to hopefully dive into that over the next week or so. But yeah, so I'll talk about more of that TV stuff soon. And also I've been getting more active on getting back into my manga reviews and stuff. So go check out the couple that I've done in the last over the last couple of weeks. And then I got some more reading I'm gonna do this weekend, and hopefully sometime next week I will do a special mini episode talking about some of the various manga series that I read this month and stuff. So, because I've been reading a new one to me called I think it's called the Isekai Doctor, and like the artwork in that is freaking beautiful. And when I say beautiful, I mean like not all the way there, but very close to like Witch Hat Atelier and Magus of the Library type of art and stuff, whatever. So, cause like I saw like a screenshot or whatever on social media, and I was like, hold on, I've heard the name of this series before, but I'm like, let me take a look. So I've read like 5 chapters or whatever, and I'm like, yo, this looks freaking beautiful. But anyway, like I said, I'll get into all that stuff. Hopefully in the coming days and weeks and stuff. So, but let's go and dive into the gaming stuff. So, a good place I figured to kind of start off it would be looking back at the top dogs from 2024. But before I get into that or whatever, so pretty much how I'm gonna kind of handle this gaming section is I'm gonna do this, then dive into some Nintendo stuff, then Xbox stuff and PlayStation specific stuff, and then general things, and then later in the show we'll transition into the back half of the show. We'll transition into the winter anime stuff, and as always, there will be timestamps for all of this stuff if you want to skip ahead to the anime stuff or certain topics, whatever the case may be, whatever. So, but yeah, so let's dive in and have some fun. So, this comes via Circana and Matt Piscatella, who shared the list of the top 20 selling games of 2024. And so this list, some of the things are not surprising, but it's a few things that are like very dope to see them on the list. So the top dog, they managed to squeak in at the very end of the year. Call of Duty Black Ops 6 was the number one selling game last year. Now, it was very close because before this, College Football 25 was the top selling game, and that came out at like the end of July. And so it held the title up until Call of Duty came out or whatever. And so it was a little, it was some potential that this might be another year where Call of Duty doesn't get it, because last year, was it last year or 2 years ago? I think 23. Okay, yeah, it was 23. Hogwarts Legacy beat out Call of Duty as the top selling game for 2023, which is the first time a game has beaten Call of Duty in sales in probably like a decade or whatever. Probably, I think it was Grand Theft Auto 5, and then maybe Red Dead Redemption 2, I think. And I feel like it was something else, maybe like Rock Band or something, I don't know. But yeah, so Black Ops 6 is the top dog of the year. Followed by number 2 is College Football, like I mentioned. Number 3, Helldivers 2. So shout out to that team. Number 4, big surprise, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. But just like College Football, fans of like the Budokai series have been waiting for years and years and years for this series to return. And hey, it's very dope to see that the fans showed up and showed support for this game. So that's very dope. Number 5 is NBA 2K25. Number 6, Madden 25. Number 7, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Number 8 is EA Sports FC 25, which is basically the name rebranding of what used to be FIFA. Number 9, Elden Ring, and this is 2 years later, still in the top 10. And number 10, EA Sports MVP bundle. Not sure what that is, but number 11, Hogwarts Legacy. Number 12, Dragon's Dogma 2. Number 13, WWE 2K24. Number 14, MLB The Show 24. Number 15, Grand Theft Auto 5. And I guarantee we're going to be seeing GTA 5 and 6 on this list at the end of the year. Number 16, Minecraft. 17, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. 18, Tekken 8. Very dope to see fighting game making up on the list. Number 19, Spider-Man 2. And number 20, NBA 2K24. So, very, very interesting to kind of get a look back on the year and the games that dominated the year. Like I said, a lot of these have been on here for generations at this point, like GTA 5 and Minecraft and stuff, and obviously all the sports games and Call of Duty. But very cool to see Tekken and Final Fantasy and Dragon's Dogma, and Dragon Ball and Helldivers make it up onto the list. So yeah, so very, very dope to see that. But I'm very excited. The list is gonna be looking insane when we get to the end of this year and see and look back, because not only do we got the juggernaut of GTA 6 coming out, but we also got the Nintendo Switch 2 and all who knows what games and stuff are going to be coming with that. So this list is going to be looking pretty insane, I feel like, when we get to the end of the year. So all right, so next up we got the freaking Nintendo Switch 2. finally, after, whoops, my audio, it rumors galore happened, over the past month or so or whatever. And so finally, Nintendo came out a couple weeks ago at this point or whatever and was like, all right, hey, here's the official reveal for the Switch 2. And like all the leaks and stuff, whatever, it is a bigger Switch. Which, hey, I am cool with. Because honestly, the main issue with the Switch has been really just like power, of course, Joy-Con drift, and little things like that. But as far as like the overall design and stuff of the Switch, it is fine. But yeah, so they finally came out. We got this quick little teaser trailer that's like barely a couple minutes or whatever. Um, that shows off the Switch and how it looks and things like that. But of course, they teasing us, ultra teasing us because they're gonna do a full on direct with more information and stuff at the beginning of April. So it's okay, hey, here's a little tease. Hey, see y'all in 3 months. It was like, why? But but yeah, at least hey, it's out there, it's real. It is called the Nintendo Switch 2. But the other cool thing is that they announced that they're going to be doing some Nintendo Switch 2 uh, events or whatever across the world, pretty much starting in April, right after that direct or whatever. So in North America, you got New York, Los Angeles, Dallas, Toronto. Europe, you got Paris, London, Milan, Berlin, Madrid, Amsterdam. We got Melbourne, we got Tokyo, Seoul, uh, Hong Kong, Taipei, and that those are going deeper into like the May and then June and stuff, whatever. But hey, the Dallas one last weekend of April, I put in my request, so it's pretty much like a lottery system to where they have time slots across that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, whatever, and you pretty much you pick a time slot or whatever that you on the day you want to go to whatever, and then they will randomly pick people whatever. So I hope I picked one on the weekend or whatever. So hopefully I get a chance to go to it because that would be very cool to get a chance to get hands on with this new device and stuff like that or whatever, just to be part of just that experience, whatever. But yeah, so just wanted to put that on people's radar and stuff, whatever. But like I said, this has been a couple weeks ago now, so most people have already seen it, talked about it, etc., etc. But still, nonetheless, very exciting to see. Oh, and of course, they show like a very few seconds of a new Mario Kart game, which that will probably be in one of those top best-selling games of the year that I was talking about a while ago and stuff. So, but yeah, so Switch 2, it's real. It's finally coming. Though it is curious because they did this in January. The full Switch reveal direct thing with games and stuff is going to be in April. I wonder, hopefully, I hope that it still comes out within, by the summertime or whatever. That'd be a very awesome time to uh, get it released and stuff. So, but hey, it's Nintendo. We shall see. All right, so moving on from Nintendo, I want to dive into Xbox. So, I got a few things with Xbox. First of all, this developer direct that happened last week. So, this was such a good showcase. So, we got dates and we got some new game reveals. So I'll just kind of just go through this list, just top to bottom from them. So we got to see a lengthy gameplay section from Doom: The Dark Ages, which is coming out May 15th on Xbox, PC, and PS5. And obviously it'll be on Game Pass for Xbox and PC because Microsoft slash Xbox owns the Doom developers. Um, which, when I was watching this event, I always forget that id Software, they're here in Dallas. So I just always forget that until they mention that or whatever and stuff. So, but yeah, so shout out to them. The game looks freaking dope. I've played like a little bit of Doom 2016. I have it download. I had downloaded it a few weeks ago, and stuff. So, but yeah, but this one looks super awesome. Um, Next up, South of Midnight. This is coming out April 8th on Xbox and PC. I really wish that this was also one of those games coming out on PS5 because yes, I have freaking 4 or 5 Xboxes in the house and we got Game Pass and stuff. But I love playing where I love playing, which we'll talk about that in a second too with some other things. But the game looks super dope. Set in kind of like a southern Louisiana vibe and stuff. Though watching the beginning of this trailer just kind of reminded me of like, man, sometimes I gotta learn, just like with movie trailers and stuff, whatever, of like, hey, if I already know I'm pretty much sold on something, whatever, I don't need to watch any more trailers because the presentation for this before they got like going more in depth into the game stuff, whatever, they show some story stuff, whatever, for basically kind of like motivation and stuff of why the main character Hazel, why she's on this journey and stuff, whatever. And I'm like, man, that would have been more hard hitting to have just experienced that in the game and stuff. So, because like I said, especially hey, she's a black girl from my culture, down south, not far from where I grew up or whatever. And so just like those family vibes, southern vibes and stuff, whatever. I really felt connected with that or whatever. And they said a little bit of stuff like with her mom and whatever. I'm like, man, but it is what it is. But my minor personal gripe with that. Next up, Claire Obscure Expedition 33 coming out freaking April 24th. And this one's on Xbox and PC. And it's also on PS5. It'll be coming out on PS5 as well, but it's going to be on Game Pass, which is pretty dope. But yeah, so this is crazy because they just revealed this game last year for the first time. So people were thinking like, oh, okay, well, they hadn't seen much of it, blah, blah, blah. It's probably, a couple years away or whatever. And then it's like, nah, this thing coming out in a couple of months and stuff. So, but it looks really dope. I love the design of it and stuff, whatever. It's pretty much like people have been describing it kind of like a French persona. Because if you look at like the menu, because it's a turn-based kind of like action RPG or whatever, but when you look at like the menus and commands and stuff like that or whatever, it's very persona vibes and stuff, whatever. So, but yeah, so this one looks pretty cool. Might be still in my wife's Xbox for a few of these. And then one of the biggest surprises for everybody, freaking Ninja Gaiden 4 coming out this fall on Xbox, PC, PS5 or whatever. And it's going to be on Game Pass because we learned that Xbox has been secretly working with Team Ninja and Platinum Games as far back as 6 to 7 years ago, getting this going. So this is the reason why it's on Game Pass is because this is under Xbox Game Studios Publishing because they kind of helped fund it and get it up and running, whatever. And so they kind of was working with Team Ninja for some years, or whatever. And then they ended up getting Platinum Games to help partner in and stuff as well to get this done. But like, man, the game looks so freaking cool. It has some of those classic Ninja Gaiden vibes, but also has some of that like Bayonetta slash Vanquish energy, as well as what's the other one? People like Metal Gear Rising and stuff. But yeah, the game looks super dope, and the fact that it's coming out this year is like an extra bonus. And speaking of bonuses, they also revealed Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, which came out that day of the reveal of the direct or whatever. So this is pretty much a remake of the original Ninja Gaiden 2 from back in 2008. So they updated it. It's on Unreal Engine 5 and stuff. So very dope, very cool to see all this stuff. But yeah, that was a fantastic showcase that Microsoft had. And so sticking with Xbox with a couple of things, like I said, like I I'll just mention really quickly whatever too, some thoughts I have as well, something related to this, whatever. It's like after some fumbling around and stuff, whatever, Xbox finally is getting things lined up in order or whatever. But I also feel like they might be overstuffing such a short window of time because it's like, okay, they had some years with droughts where they barely had anything come out over the last handful of, last couple of years. And so it's like, okay, things have finally lined up. The engine, train's finally starting to get going. And it's like, there's concerns of them not pacing and spacing some of these things out a bit more or whatever. Because if you look at it like this, okay, they got Avowed coming out in February, so in a couple of weeks. Which earlier today, a lot of people on social media were posting that hey, they got their review codes, so people already have access to Avowed, which is pretty dope. Because like I said, the game comes out February 18th, which is 3 weeks away. So they get it pretty much 3 weeks ahead of time, whatever. Um, and so that's dope. But let me look up something real quick. So, kind of just thinking through some stuff because between their in house exclusive stuff and then some things that they've partnered with or whatever, it feels like they might potentially, and with some other rumors they've been bubbling up or whatever. So, like I said, Avowed in February, cool. Let's see, March. I don't think there's nothing that is exclusively like super tied with Xbox in March. April, so like I said, South of Midnight and Expedition 33, which that's on Game Pass. So that's a couple. Doom: The Dark Ages in May. So that's some of the things with set dates, but they also got Outer Worlds 2. They said it's coming this year, which is cool, but also kind of crazy. I feel like just because it's like you have a studio in Obsidian putting out both Avowed and Outer Worlds 2, two big or decent sized RPGs in the same year, and yeah, they might be different tones and stuff because it's more like a fantasy versus like a sci-fi type of thing, whatever. But still, it's like, why don't you give those more space? Like, okay, hey, this be Avowed year, and then Outer Worlds 2 can same thing be early next year, whatever. So it's that, like I said, Ninja Gaiden 4 in a partnership thing, whatever. And then obviously the juggernaut of a new Call of Duty, presumably. Fable is also on the list, but then there's rumors now that potentially freaking Gears of War E-Day might actually be this year instead of it being next year or further away than people were expecting and stuff. So, but I don't know. Hopefully, like I said, I hope that they don't, overstuff themselves this year and then kind of end up in a situation where it's like, okay, well, it's a few things next year and then a couple things the year after that, and then we're back to, not having that steady cadence. But hey, I'm just a dude, recording from my closet in front of my manga shelf. What all do I know? But yeah. So moving on from that. Okay, so last couple of things I'll just kind of just toss out in passing with Xbox stuff, whatever. There was a little thing that popped up that kind of showed like Xbox's sales and stuff for last year, and like revenue wise, like I think they made like $500 million in December alone. between Call of Duty and Indiana Jones, and them putting all this stuff on multi-platform and stuff, whatever. And it seems like for like the year as a whole, they got a lot of dollars from PlayStation and stuff, which is kind of funny, but it's kind of proof that like, hey, yeah, certain fans and people aren't liking us putting more of our former exclusives on other platforms, whatever. But it's like, hey, the money is talking, and stuff. So, because I know, like Sea of Thieves was like one of like the top selling games for PlayStation last year and stuff. So, it's like, well, hey, the money talking. So it is what it is. And speaking of that, announcement that happened a little earlier today, or whatever. And this is one of the ones that kind of been rumored for a long time, but Forza Horizon 5 is coming out to PS5, like the official Horizon account revealed that earlier today, or whatever. So it's like, okay, it's coming and it's imminent. So within the coming months, whatever, that big driving game exclusive is coming over to PlayStation. So, it's like, okay, another big pillar falls and stuff. So, and then, it's all the rumors of, Halo and stuff, whatever, coming to both PlayStation and Nintendo Switch. So, we'll see. But yeah, the wheels are turning. And the world is changing. But hey, I'm down for, things to kind of get shaken up and stuff. So, but all right. So moving on from that. So let me see which of these couple things. So, okay. So there's a few things with PlayStation now. Now on the PlayStation side of things, it hasn't been all as many sunshine and rainbows and stuff, whatever. Just because it's been some things kind of shaken up and changed and stuff. So, because like the head of Insomniac, he retired a week or so ago, whatever, and they announced his trio of CEO replacements, and then they announced earlier today that they restructured the PlayStation hierarchy again, or whatever, because last year after shoot, what was his name? Jim Ryan. I don't know, my brain was like going blank. But like, when he retired last year, they put two CEOs in his place. Herman Holst on the pretty much like dealing with like the gaming studio stuff, whatever, and then the other dude on the other side with the hardware and networking stuff. Well, now they restructured it again, where I think it's what's his name, Nishino or something like that, or whatever. He is now the overall boss, uh, and Herman Holst is reporting to him or whatever. So, but yeah, so that all kind of happens, in the wake of uh more project cancellations, specifically with the games as a service stuff. So, and so it was pretty much three overall over the last couple of weeks or whatever. So the one of those, I think it's like the Horizon MMO, or one of the Horizon online projects, got canceled. And then it was the Studio Bend, which is the team that last did Days Gone. They were doing a live service game that got canceled. And then freaking Blue Point Studios, which has been one of the best in the business at doing remakes and stuff. They did the amazing Shadow of the Colossus remake. They did the Demon Souls remake. They did the Uncharted collection back in the day, and so on and so forth. So all these years, we thought that, okay, it was rumored that, okay, they maybe finally getting a chance to work on their own thing, create their own IP and stuff, whatever. And it's like, no, that is not what they're doing. Instead, they are working with Santa Monica on a live service God of War game. And it's like, why? Why are we doing this? And so this guy on social media, comment, he kind of went through all of their all of PlayStation's live service initiatives or whatever, and like their status or whatever. So obviously the biggest one, which still hurts me in my heart, but Concord released last year, but then was taken off and the studio shut down and stuff within 2 weeks of release. The God of War game I mentioned, or the God of War game that Bluepoint was doing, Last of Us Online canceled, Spider Man The Great Web online multiplayer thing canceled, Studio Ben multiplayer I just talked about, the Twisted Metal project canceled, London Studios project canceled and the studio was closed, Deviation Games game canceled, Payback, a third person Destiny spinoff canceled, the Horizon MMO I mentioned earlier canceled, and so right now, uh, the only ones we have, so obviously Helldivers 2 came out this time last year. Huge unexpected success. Like I mentioned, it was one of the top three selling games of the year last year. But then aside from that, we got Marathon, which is also from Bungie, which I don't know. Fair Games, that game is in is in a awkward spot. And then like I said, there's another Horizon online game and some other kind of mystery projects, whatever and stuff. So, but it's like, man, like so many years and stuff was wasted, you know, cause obviously it's like, everybody wants to find their Fortnite, their GTA Online, their Minecraft, their Roblox, their like forever game that's just gonna, their shoot, what are those Hoyoverse games, whatever. Everybody wants to find that game that will just continuously generate millions and millions and millions of dollars every year, or whatever. But it's like, man, like to put some of these teams and stuff on this and to go as hard as they did is just kind of insane when you look at this list or whatever and stuff. So, but hey, it is what it is. They are kind of starting to course correct, and it's kind of funny that despite all of this craziness or whatever, financially they're still doing fine. The PS5 is still selling out the door, whatever. But a lot of that I feel like is just momentum and goodwill from the PS4 generation that's kind of carried them through, and then they've made some really solid strategic third party partnerships and stuff, and also some pure luck situations because so like strategic things, like I said, like obviously like the Helldivers 2 thing, whatever. But then, uh, obviously the Final Fantasy remake and rebirth stuff, whatever, and then Stellar Blade last year, and then a couple that just happened to be just coincidences or whatever. Oh well, Stellar Blade and also Rise of the Ronin, which is also coming out to PC soon. Rise of the Ronin specifically, I mean, but um, but they ended up in a lucky situation with uh, Black Myth Wukong last year because the studio was having some trouble getting the game going on Xbox, so that's why it by default became a console exclusive on PlayStation or whatever. So that was big for them. And then the year before that, same thing happened with Baldur's Gate 3, where they were having some difficulty with Xbox, and just by default, hey, it came out on PlayStation the same week as freaking Starfield was coming out on Xbox. And we know how that situation went or whatever. But so yeah, so they kind of lucked up or whatever, but now they kind of starting to get the wheels turning again. We see they shifting around leadership and stuff, whatever, kind of getting things in line. We got Ghost of Yote coming this year, and then hopefully we kind of start getting Wolverine and the rumored Venom game and some of these other projects going, along with more cool third party partnerships and stuff, whatever. So, but yeah, man, it has just been pretty interesting just watching some of this stuff. So last couple of things I want to touch on gaming wise. Oh well, PlayStation stuff too. They're removing the PSN account requirement for PC games, whatever, and kind of just instead giving like incentives if you do link your account and stuff. So, and then they also announced that starting next year, so January 2026, they will start reducing the amount of PlayStation 4 games that they have in the PlayStation Plus subscription stuff, whatever, and kind of push more towards more PS5 games and stuff coming out and stuff. So, but yeah. So PlayStation, man, doing crazy, but that's how the game goes sometimes. All right, just the last few couple of things I just want to mention really quickly. So if you signed up for the Elden Ring Night Rain network test or whatever, check your emails because the emails are going out for people that got accepted into the test. Funny enough, I got access to it or whatever. Even though I just signed up for it because I want to try to be more active in just trying out stuff, whatever. But it's kind of funny though when I saw this and I checked my email and I had a confirmation email, or whatever, because I never played Elden Ring and stuff. So, but hey, I still want to maybe just dive in, give this a test run and stuff. So, but yeah, just want to put that on people's radar. Other thing too, uh, let me see, Elden Ring thing. So the main actor, I can't remember his name, but the main guy from the Marvel Shang-Chi movie, uh, he's been working with studios to try to revive the Sleeping Dogs uh, movie that was in the works, whatever and stuff. So I hope this might be a long road ahead of hope, but I hope he can get this movie going and get it to come out, and maybe that might eventually get the game IP rebirth, whatever. Because like Sleeping Dogs is still one of like the coolest GTA like games. It's basically it's like GTA like open world wise, but you're in I think Tokyo and you play as this cop who goes undercover with the Yakuza. So you're doing choices between, you know, doing stuff, helping the law, but also trying to keep your reputation with the Yakuza and stuff, whatever. And it had that kind of early Batman Arkham hand to hand combat, but it did it with the contextual environments and stuff, whatever. So if you find a dude and then you're near like a trash can, you can like toss him in the trash can. Or if you're like in like a fishing market, you can grab a freaking raw fish off and smack them and just hit them and stuff. That game was super dope. Check out Sleeping Dogs if you never did or whatever. That game is always on sale for like $5, whatever. Super dope game. But yeah, that's still coming. We got the Devil May Cry animated series coming out in April. They put out a trailer showing like the opening theme and stuff, whatever. It's freaking Limp Bizkit. Took me back to my teen years. And we got a pretty lengthy gameplay demo recently of that game, Phantom Blade Zero, which looked super cool. That boss fight and stuff. So but yeah, I think that might be it for gaming news wise. Let me just take one last look. All right, so done with the gaming stuff. Let's dive in briefly into the winter anime. So we are what, like how many episodes are some of these? Yeah, episode five. So yeah, so we're about a handful of episodes into some of these shows for the winter season. So I just kind of wanted to run down some of the ones that kind of got my attention, or some of the ones that I'm kind of on the fence about, and if at least checked out or whatever and stuff. So obviously, returning show, Solo Leveling, awesome. Don't have too much more I need to add to that, but that show, it is just so fun to watch. And as somebody who read a majority of the manhwa years ago at this point, like this has been a freaking dope adaptation or whatever. So shout out to Solo Leveling. Shout out to Sakamoto Days. You know, I've mentioned it before. I really enjoy reading the manga and stuff. And I would say I would give Sakamoto Days the anime adaptation, I would say a 80%. So it's solid, decent, not perfect. And especially because today, or either today or yesterday, whatever, I learned that we're what, 4 episodes in or whatever, about to be five, and they've skipped some stuff, whatever. So, because I didn't notice it, because obviously the manga came out in 2020, so stuff that they're showing now in these first few episodes, whatever, it's been almost 5 years since I've read that stuff, whatever. So some things I remember, but of course, like every single chapter and moment, whatever, I'm not gonna remember. So I'm like, okay, what I've seen so far, I'm like, okay, good. I remember this, remember that, or whatever. And then I saw a post online, somebody being like, hey, am I tripping or did they skip a chapter or whatever? And somebody was like, hey, actually, they skipped 2 chapters. And since I have the manga in my hands, I was like, oh, let me check. And sure enough, they skipped 2 chapters. So after the moment in episode, I think it was 2, when, it was like the flashback when his wife jumped off the bridge or whatever, it's like there was a whole subsection thing where Sakamoto and Shin was on a bike and they fought some dudes on the bus, and then it was like a lot of stuff that happened in a couple situations, them dealing with like this lady police officer thing, whatever, at the mall. And I'm like, yo, why did they skip this stuff, whatever? So that part was a bit disappointing, that it's like, okay, it's like y'all are only doing 11 episodes, and then it's like y'all are skipping stuff, whatever. So, but hey, and of course, now to say the stuff that they skipped or whatever, it's not like, you know plot centric major stuff, whatever, but still, it's like, come on now, why are y'all taking away from us? But overall, though, it's been solid. The dub has been very fun to watch and stuff as well, so shout out to them. uh Apothecary Diaries, beautiful, fantastic. This continues to be a weekly must watch, just because of the mystery and the discussions, and uh, just the thoughtfulness of everything around it. So, Apothecary Diaries, check it out. I'm not watching it, but just shout out to Dr. Stone, Science Future. I'm kind of waiting specifically for a very specific arc to come that might not be in this part of the, because I know this final season is split up into 3 parts, because there's still a lot of stuff left for them to cover, and so it's a certain part that I'm waiting for them to get to, and that's when I'll jump back into the anime. So, but it is what it is. My Happy Marriage season 2. I'm probably just gonna wait for this to finish, because I'm trying to think. I don't even know if I even went back and I finished season 1, but season 2 is airing. I'll circle back to it at some point. Uh, what else? Oh, I never even marked it, so I watched. I think I watched episode 1 of Zenshu, and I don't know. It just didn't really speak to me. Now, it looked very pretty, but like this, office lady who was a manga artist, she gets kind of isekai to into the world of her favorite anime or whatever, which is kind of an interesting premise. But I don't know, just something about it just didn't catch me or whatever. So I haven't watched any more past that first episode. So who knows? Someday I might circle back to that. Side note, I gotta do a small tangent because I gotta shout this show out before I forget. Um, I had went back and watched and finished up Osan Newbie Adventurer. This show was so freaking fun and cool, man. So this is one of those ones where I had watched the first maybe like 3-ish episodes when it was airing last year, whatever, and this came out summer, so July of last year. I watched those first few episodes, thought it was okay because it was like this and I Parry Everything, and a couple of them were kind of like same similar ish, whatever. Didn't finish any of them, whatever, and I was like, whatever. Then, of course, listen to the homies Polo and Tail from Mike Check talking about some of their favorite shows from last year and going through the different seasons, and I think Hitsu from Three Weebs podcast, he also talked about enjoying it and stuff too. So I was like, you know what? Let me go back, especially because it's all dubbed. as the boy Rob J says, it was dubbed and done. So I was like, you know what? Let me go back to where I was at. So I picked up episode, like the end of episode 3, watched episode 4. First of all, the dub sounds really good or whatever. And like episode 4 on, it went, took off in the best way because you kind of get to see more history and background of these characters and what they're doing and their motivations and stuff, whatever. And like it was super dope. The fights and stuff were super awesome. So all around, I really, really, really enjoyed this show. So shout out to the Osan Newbie Adventurer. Um, and this also makes me want to go back and finish up Helk, because that's one I read years ago. Then it got an anime. I think I watched maybe an episode or whatever, and then I stopped. So I need to go back and finish that as well. So, but yeah, so shout out to Osan. Now back to winter anime. Let's see. Ooh, honey lemon soda. So this is one that's been on my radar for about a year because the manga came out, I think like this time last year, I believe. And I know a lot of people enjoy the manga. I had thought about reading it, but then I kind of held off. I was like, I don't know, because I'm still kind of new into finding my preferred tastes and stuff, whatever, with like these different romance series or whatever, especially when it's high school stuff, whatever. And then I heard that there was an anime coming, so I was like, you know what, maybe I'll just wait for the anime. And I'm so happy I did. So the anime's been really good. It's been really fun. And I guess I'll explain. So basically, the synopsis for this one is: in order to change herself, she enrolled in Hachimitsu High School, known for its culture of student liberty. Seated at the desk next to her in the same class is Kai Mira, a coolly freewheeling boy with lemon-colored hair. In truth, Uka met Kai once in middle school and decided to attend Hachimitsu based on a single word he said to her. So, but yeah, this show has been really good, been really sweet. So yeah, good stuff. Honey lemon soda. Um, I may be a guild receptionist, but I'll solo any boss to clock out on time. I only watched the first episode. It was okay. It didn't really hook me enough to maybe be like, ooh, I want to watch that every week. But hey, I might circle back to it at some point. Uh, Let me see. Okay. So adult romance. I have a crush at work. So I watched the first episode. I liked it. It's basically these two people who they work together. They're in a secret relationship, or whatever. But at work, at least from the first episode, or whatever, when they're at work, they play off like, nah, they don't fool with each other, whatever, and stuff. So I enjoyed watching it. It just sucks that this one isn't officially on any mainstream streaming platforms or whatever. So it's not as easily for me to remember to watch and to access or whatever. So, but I enjoyed that first episode. Um, I'm skipping some because I'm gonna go back to and talk about a few of them in a cluster together. This Amiku Doctor Detective. That first episode I kind of liked, but it didn't like fully hook me enough, whatever. So this is one I might circle back to a little bit later, maybe try to watching a few episodes in a row. Um, but yeah, so that one I was kind of on the fence about. Let me see some other ones before I get to like the main group. Medalist. Medalist has been a really fun watch. So this is the ice skating one. This is another one where the manga came out last year, whatever. I heard good things about the manga and stuff, and I thought about reading it. Then once again, like Honey Lemon Soda, heard there's gonna be an anime, so I was like, you know what? I'll wait. And this has been a really good watch, and it's also been simul dubbed. So this has also been another very pleasant show and easy to watch thing that basically follows this young girl who she got into ice skating late, and by late, she's already close to being a preteen, so she's 11 or 12, and like a lot of stuff like this, whatever, kids start super young. As a parent, with three child athletes who, my kids are 15, 16 doing basketball and track and stuff in high school now, but they started when they were 4 or 5 years old, and stuff. So, but yeah, it's her having this dream, but she's in a family situation where she had an older sister who was an ice skater, but her sister suffered basically a career-ending injury, and that of course has made her mom very nervous about her trying sports and stuff out or whatever. And then she ends up, meeting this very awesome coach who he also was kind of like a late starter or whatever into the sport, but he's good at what he does, and he kind of sees that passion that she has and that she wants to give it a try, and that he kind of helps support her and kind of being able to talk with her mom and being like, hey, I really want to try this or whatever and stuff. So, but yeah, so it's been really good. Like I said, we're what, 4 episodes in. Episode 5 airs Saturday. So, but yeah, this has been like a really good watch. So, check out Metalist. Uh, let's see. This Welcome to Japan, Miss Elf. So I've only watched episode 1 and part of episode 2, but the idea behind this is that the main character, he, grown adult, works normal office job or whatever. He's very punctual about his time and stuff, whatever, because he likes to go home and go to sleep, because when he goes to sleep, he gets isekai into this fantasy world where time and stuff moves different, so he ages slower in this fantasy world. So he's still a late teen or whatever in this fantasy world or whatever. He goes on adventures and different things like that, blah, blah, blah. Well, long story short, there is a situation where this elf that he knows in this fantasy world or whatever that he works with all the time, they end up in this situation where I think they encounter a dragon or something crazy, whatever, that ends up pretty much killing them. Because typically, if he ends up getting hurt or killed or whatever in the fantasy world, he just wakes up in his normal life, whatever. Well, they get attacked when he wakes up because he was holding on to her, trying to shield her when they got attacked. Well, when he wakes up, she's back in the real world with him. And so now, while they're trying to figure out what happened, what's going on, he's kind of introducing her to his world and life and everything like that. So very, very sweet first episode or whatever, and like it's a very interesting idea. But yeah. Oh yeah. So of course, shout out to Headhunted to Another World, from Salaryman to Big Four. Love this series. Very fun, very cool series. And I am so happy to see some of my online mutuals and stuff checking it out, giving the series a try, whatever. The anime has been a very dope adaptation. I'm happy that it's already getting dubbed. So I've only watched fully the first episode and some change, whatever, because since I read a few volumes of it or whatever, I already know kind of like the beginning part. So I kind of want to wait until it's dubbed and done, and then I'm gonna go back and experience the rest of the stuff that I've already read, and then the new stuff afterwards, or whatever. So, but definitely had to give that one a shout out or whatever. So, so pretty much the premise for that one is that it follows this guy who he's a basically like a business project manager, negotiator type of guy, whatever, that kind of goes around and helps negotiate things for different companies in his real world. Well, he gets summoned to another world by the Demon Lord to become one of his 4 generals because of his negotiation skills or whatever. And it's kind of funny. And for more in-depth stuff, whatever, I reviewed the manga of this many years ago, whatever. So go watch that or whatever, or listen to that. But basically, the Demon Lord is like, hey, I read your resume, and you're good at what you do, so I need your help in kind of uh, uniting all these different armies and werewolves and orcs and demon clans and yada 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 to the Demon Lord's army and stuff, whatever. So yeah, so shout out to that show. Next up, so I have kind of like a trio, quartet, something like that, of isekai slash fantasy shows, whatever, that I just want to just kind of shout out in general, whatever, because all of them are kind of simple yet fun shows. So first, I'll shout out. I left my A rank party to help my former students. I think defeat the dungeon or something like that or whatever. So long story short, this guy was part of a party or whatever. Gets kicked out because they think he's useless, but he's actually the one that's really been, you know, helping them with their supplies and buffs and yada 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 whatever. Well, he gets kicked out the party, whatever. He runs into three of his former students, whatever, and they form a party, whatever, and start conquering dungeons and stuff, whatever. And but one of the cool things that I enjoy about this show is the premise that the adventurers, when they're fighting monsters and going through caves and stuff, whatever, dungeons or whatever, is that they have this device that lets them live stream it. And so you get to see these adventurers in the thick of battle, live streaming like they're on freaking Twitch and YouTube and everywhere, whatever. So very fun and very cool idea, whatever. So that's one of the reasons why I enjoyed it. And it also kind of reminds me of, funny enough, there's another show coming out in the spring that I read the manga for last year called From Country Bumpkin to, what was it, From Country Bumpkin to something. That basically is kind of a, I like that setup a little bit better. Hold on. From Country Bumpkin, blah blah blah. What is the full name of this? From Country Bumpkin to Master Swordsman. So that's one that put on. If y'all like the uh, I Left My Earring Party, be on the lookout for that one in the spring. So I'll talk about that more when that comes out. But yeah, so like that one. The other ones are okay. So possibly the greatest alchemist of all time. The other one is Bogus Skill Fruit Master, and then the third one is I'm a Noble on the Brink of Ruin. These three are just dumb fun, especially Greatest Alchemist and Noble on the Brink of Ruin. Like those two characters, so the Noble one, that kid is so broken. Like this kid he got freaking pocket dimensions, fairies, werewolves. He's collecting all these people like Pokemon, teleportate. He has insane abilities, but it is just so fun to watch. Possibly the Greatest Alchemist one or whatever, also fun. That one is simuldubbed. Um, but that one's just been fun to watch because similar thing where this guy, I love it kind of like the gameplay wise to where the more he uses his abilities and skills and smithing or blacksmithing yada yada yada, all those things are leveling up whatever. So and then the bogus skill one or whatever, that's when I'll put like a little bit lower tier than these other couple I've talked about. But this one basically in this world, when you turn of a certain age, you eat this fruit, which basically is like a devil fruit because it's going to give you a skill or an ability or whatever. But just like how in One Piece, most people you're only supposed to be able to eat one because if you eat more than one, you die. Blah blah blah. Well, his ability that he gets allows him to eat more fruits. So he's eating multiple fruits, whatever, and gaining multiple skills and abilities and stuff, whatever. So that one's been kind of like a mindless fun one to watch. Uh, this one, even given the worthless appraiser class, uh, this one has been kind of interesting to watch as well. Um, what was the synopsis for this one? Ein has been saddled with the job of appraiser, the weakest and least fortunate of all jobs, blah, blah, blah. Uh, yeah. He was treated poorly by the group he was in or whatever, and he ends up getting saved by the spirit of the world tree. And so the spirit and the sage that watches over the tree or whatever kind of work together with him to help him get stronger to be able to fight back out of this dungeon that he got abandoned in and stuff, whatever. It's a lot more into it than that or whatever, but it's been solid. It's been solid. Um, okay, let's see. What are the last few I wanted to touch on? Oh yeah, daily life of a middle aged online shopper. Another isekai one or whatever. Kind of reminds me of campfire cooking in a way, to where he basically has a online shop. It's his ability where he can buy stuff from the real world and stuff whatever. But this dude takes it way further than the dude in Campfire Cooking, because that dude is primarily just getting stuff for cooking ingredients and food related things, whatever. This dude is buying freaking log cabins and bulldozers and tractor trailers and uh, bicycles and all type of contraptions and stuff whatever. But it is just silly fun. This dude, he's just chilling, trying to live his best life, hooking up with whoever will present themselves to him, whatever. But yeah, that one's been a simple yet fun watch. And I think that's the primary ones that I have marked. I'm kind of just like browsing through one last time. But yeah, those are the primary ones. So I watched this Red Ranger Becomes an Adventurer in Another World. Watched the first episode, didn't really keep my attention much. Promise of Wizard, I think I started that first episode, didn't finish. Um, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I'm kind of just scrolling through the bottom of this list. Yeah, I'm at the bottom of the barrel, and nothing else uh, has my attention and stuff. But uh, but yeah. So that's it for the main things I am checking out this winter season so far. I will say I'm definitely back in the swing of watching more stuff than I was in the fall season. Because fall, I pretty much just abandoned anime for months. Didn't really watch anything, whatever. But this winter season, I kind of circled back, and I've been watching a few of these. And then, like I said, I've been kind of slowly going through and trying to pick some stuff that I missed from last year or just past years in general and catch up on those. Oh, another one I watched too was Sukumichi Moonlit Fantasy Season 2. Super dope, super awesome. That show was also kind of like another kind of comfort watch. Kind of reminded me of when I watched Welcome to Demon School Aruma last year, whatever and stuff. So, but yeah, so that was good. But yeah, so like I said, like man, going into my weekends, like Apothecary Diaries is Friday, I believe, Friday or Saturday, and then we also got freaking Sakamoto Days, Solo Leveling, and Medalist all on Saturday, and then I got my little group of my isekais and fantasies during the middle of the week. And I will say like this season has definitely been more of like a comfort food type of season, because like I said, that handful of like those fantasy and isekai anime or whatever that I've been watching, whatever, those shows, like I said, those handful I mentioned, the Alchemist one, the Noble one, A Rank Party, Bogus Skill, all that stuff, whatever, those are kind of just like the ones where hey, I can just come home from a busy day of working or just being a dad, living life, whatever, and just turn my brain off, hit play on this show, whatever, and it's just cruise control to a good time or whatever. So, and like I said, like I mentioned earlier, shout out to the shows that are being simul dubbed, because like I said, Medalist, Sakamoto Days, the Alchemist one, but even like a lot of these other shows, they are maybe like a couple of weeks behind only with the dubs and stuff. So but yeah, but with that being said, I think I'm gonna wrap it up. Let me know what shows y'all are watching this winter season. And then for the earlier part of the show, let me know what y'all think of all of that freaking stuff going on with all the gaming stuff that's happened this month to kind of kick off this year. But yeah, so y'all be safe out there, and we first getting ready to freaking roll into February, but it is literally about to hit midnight right now, so I'm tired. First to hopefully get some sleep, man. Because last night, I don't know what happened, but I couldn't sleep. Like, like me and my wife were both up at to like close to 2 a.m. now. She makes sense because, like I mentioned, everybody was sick or whatever. So I come home from work the other day, and her and all the kids, everybody in their various rooms were on the couch and beds and stuff, whatever, knocked out. I'm like, okay, yeah, y'all, everybody been sick, so y'all taking medicines and stuff, whatever, trying to get better, whatever. So my wife being up super late the other night last night made sense, whatever. But myself, I'm like, why? Why is it 2 a.m. and I'm still wide awake? And then it's like I finally was getting sleepy and fell asleep, but it's like I gotta be up at 6 to get the kids and stuff up ready and ready for school and myself to work and yada 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 and stuff. So, but anywho, it is officially midnight. I'm supposed to get off of here, get this stuff uploaded, and then I'll get it situated and out to y'all sometime when y'all are seeing this, whatever. But as always, thank you so much for watching and or listening. You can find me everywhere at Dad Needs to Talk for all your discussions of fatherhood and family, manga, anime, TV shows, movies, and of course some video games. And with that, as I always say, treat yourself to something nice, read some manga, watch some anime, TV shows, and movies, play some video games, and of course, live your best life. And with that, I am out. Y'all be safe, man. Man, January is already over. That is so crazy. But y'all be safe. I love and appreciate y'all so much. And I will catch y'all on the next one. Y'all be easy. Peace. Oops, where my peace sign? Catch y'all on the next episode.